Welcome back everybody, Dave the Gamer here, and today wanted to let you in behind the scenes on exactly what items I'm investing in, the items I'm making, what I'm doing on a daily basis to make gold. So I've been spending a lot of gold on doing a bunch of stuff, and there's a fine line between investing too much and instead using that gold to create more items, whether it be through alchemy or enchanting or tailoring, and basically making more gold that way, instead of investing in future stuff. Now, personally, so the fine line is, can you pick this stuff up for under 50% of its value, and then it's going to go up 4 or 5 times, then yes, it's worth investing. But I wouldn't go buying stuff at full pop just for an investment down the road. I'm still very selective when I buy stuff. But let's look at, I use Trade Skill Master as my main thing. So I love that it has a ledger, a breakdown on how much gold I'm making per day, my top sells. It breaks down literally everything. So I highly recommend getting this add-on, and it's great if you haven't seen it. It's great for decision making. If I hover over anything, it shows when, like, and you can modify all this into the settings of what you want to show in the tooltip, whether it be how much you purchased it for, how much you sold it for, the sell rate. I like to look at regional market value when making decisions. So maybe it's, it looks like a good deal right now on our server, but realistically it sells for 2 gold, not 50. So it's never going to sell. So it helps you make all these different decisions. Hovering over crafting materials, I can see that I can make a 40 gold profit when I make greater agility, but the minimum buyout's 90 silver. Like, the chance of it selling for double its normal price is not there, so I'm not going to make those type of profits. And then even down to when I look at my professions, the TSM is so nice that it shows you how much profit per item. Like I said, it's taking it based off of whatever it is on the auction house currently. So you do need to keep in mind there might be some fluctuation, that if it's overpriced right now, that's why it's showing a profit. So be careful getting caught into those traps. But my ledger of like what I'm actually buying. So let's look at my overall inventory. So technically I have about 4,000 gold between all of my items. So things I make a ton of: engineering. I make a ton of goblin cables. As you see, I sold about 23 of them, and I'm making, I don't, so that it's pretty fluff, but I make about 15 gold per one. So 23 of them, what's that? Like 300 gold profit I made just off making these items. Investing wise, I'm investing in grave moss. I don't want to buy them at 84 silver. I want to buy them close to 6 silver to 20 silver. So if you can find them at that price, great. Buy it, save it for later. Ice caps. I've been buying a ton of these. I got 700 of them, and I'm saving them for when we are going to have greater protection potion for frost for phase 6. So those are going to become better later on. I'm able to pick them up at 20 silver, 15 silver a piece. I could see them going up closer to 1 gold, so 3 times my profit. Like I said, do not overpay for these. They're not going to go up that high. Ghost mushrooms, I'm buying a ton of them. If I ever see them super cheap, they make a bunch of different good potions. Sandworm meat, I have 500 of them. I'm picking them up for about 15 silver. You'll see in later phases they'll go up because it makes a food that's really good, but I think it's not till phase 5. So I could see them going up to 50, 60 silver a piece, tripling my money buying them there. So, like, I spread my wealth across many different items. I like to try to get about 500 of an item. That's about the most I usually buy. The stone scale eel, I have 900 of them. And I picked them all up for, I think, between 5 to, I think, 10, 12 silver is really where I was buying it. I've already doubled my money, and you're going to see down the road, as we get into harder content, those become more useful. So those will actually become even more gold. Probably I'd say around the 50, 60 silver mark. Iron web spider silk, you're going to see more use down the road. I got 400 of them. I'm picking them up right now. They vendor at 25 silver. I'm picking them up for 26, 27 silver on average. I have 700 of them. They're going to be used in a lot of patterns, and as people aren't leveling anymore, And then we get into later phases, those will go up. I remember those going up to about a gold a piece. So I'll double my money there. So like I look at everything as like double that. So I'll double my money, triple my money, triple my money, double my money. So all these little investments, you don't want to put all your money in one batch, mainly because it's going to be harder to offload it at the end. And then also keep in mind, you want to be selling it right before the phase hits. So my elemental waters that I'm picking up I was only buying them if they were under 5 silver. So, 5 or 10 silver. And I could see them going up to 50 to 70 silver. I know everybody's going to want to use them in phase 6 for the greater frost protection potions. Everybody's going to offload in phase 6. So I'm going to offload at the end of phase 5 as people are prepping their gear ready for Nax to release. So it's a fine line of when you buy it, you need to buy it cheap. When you sell it, you need to sell it at its peak before that phase releases to get maximum profit. Now that one I have 500 thorium bars. I use thorium bars a ton in all of my crafting stuff. Once again, I try to pick it up when it's cheap. I make a ton of money off these gnomish cloaking devices. I've sold 17 and I profit usually about 10 gold a piece. So I've made 150 gold just there. So I invested a lot into the greater fire protection potion. I'm still hoping for them to go up. Now I bought all of mine for between the 2 to 4 gold. That's kind of where the price is. They will fluctuate. Like as you see, I've sold 26 of them for over 5 gold. So I've profited in every single one I've sold. I wait for everybody's to expire. I'll throw it in there for 30 gold. Everybody else will follow, and we'll keep it like that for a couple days before it goes back down. And that's when I sell a couple. You see, the most I've sold it for is 28 gold, but I picked them all up for 2 to 3 gold. Don't factor in my dire maul, dense blasting powder. That's not a bad one. Fade Leaf, that's a really good one, especially for later phases. If you can pick them up for 10 silver a piece, highly recommend it. Your fused wires, you want to be able to pick up for under like a gold 50, and that's what's making your jumper cables and a lot of your higher end engineering stuff. That is where I'm making all of my money. Swift thistles, if you can pick them up, I mentioned this before, you should have picked it up back when they were 5 silver a piece. If you can get them at 10, 15 silver, I could see them going up to 50, 60 silver a piece. As rogues want to parse and do better in harder raids, they're going to start using them a lot more. The powerful Sephorium, I've sold 79 of them. Now, the crafting cost right now is way expensive, but I was able to make them pretty much for a gold a piece, and I'm selling them for 2 gold a piece. They sell very slow. I have sold 79 of them, so I've made at least 100 gold there. The field repair bots, I've sold 28 of them, and realistically I sell them for like 15 to 19 gold, so I make like 5 gold a piece. So I probably made a solid 100, 200 gold there. Living Essence, I pick them up cheaper, so I've been picking them up for 90 silver to a gold 10, gold 20, and I only sell them when I see there's not much on the market, and I've been selling them for 2 gold. So I've been flipping those, buying them cheap, flipping them, and I've already sold 94 of them, so I've made probably about 200 gold profit there. True Silver Transformers, I've sold 141, and pretty much I make a gold every single time, so I've made 100 gold there. I'm testing the water on some of the PvP items. I haven't had much luck. So on the twink items, like the level 19 to level 29 and 38 items, I'm not having a whole lot of luck with them right now. So I don't highly recommend them as much. I bought a couple, 5, 6, maybe they'll go up in later phases when people aren't farming as much. Goblin rocket helms, you can make a decent bit of money off of when making them. The parachute cloak, I've sold 11 of them. I profit a gold each time. They sell very slow. I will expect to see the price spike once AB comes out for PvP, because people are going to want to be able to slow fall from the lumber mill down to the blacksmith. So I could see those going up in price, and that being a nice gold making method. Large venom sacks, if you can pick them up cheap, we will see them go up in later AQ phase, phase 4. So not a bad thing. I do need to buy more. I only have 123 of them currently. There's another of the twink items. You know, those twink items, you're picking them up for 3-4 gold. It's not bad to pick up maybe 10 of them. I am investing decently heavy in some of the rings that have plus nature resist or plus frost resist. If you can pick them up for, you know, 5-10 gold, I can see them going up to 50-60 gold. They're not going to go crazy, so don't spend a lot of money on those in general. The grilled squids, when you can pick them up, they're a great food. Outside of the winter season, they're much more expensive. So you want to stock up a ton during winter season. You can pick them up for 5-10 silver a piece, and then you end up selling them outside of the season itself. Some of the other items that you want to keep an eye out for: the salt shaker, I've sold 74 of them. Pretty much I make a gold each time, so I've made 100 gold. They sell pretty decent overall. The other thing, let's look at my sells. So because you can see all the different things I have on the auction house right now. Goblin rocking boots, I've sold 17 of them. I've made 5 gold a piece. So I've made 350 gold just selling those. I've made a ton of gold making the elixir of shadow power. I've sold almost 200 sniper scopes, and I make about 50 silver a piece. So that's another 100 gold profit here. Elixir brute force sells a little bit slower. I've sold 300 of them, and I typically make about 100 or 1 to 1.5 gold per one. So roughly, I mean, easy math, I've made at least 300 gold here. Some of the other big things that I've made, let me look. The Assassin's Blade. This is the only twink item that I've actually done pretty good. I was able to purchase 4 different ones at 50 gold. And I was able to sell them all for 70 gold plus. So I've made a quick 20 gold. So another 100 gold profit here. And then outside of that, I'm trying to see if there's any other big items. The Eye of Shadow, I bought them for 300, and you know it's sold. I ended up selling them for a little bit of a little bit of a loss. But now you see on my server, the cheapest one, 674 gold. So if I would have waited longer, I'd turn that around in like 2-3 days. I just need the gold to spend elsewhere. So be careful on spending large amounts of gold on one specific item for, you know, a 10-20 gold profit. It's not really worth it. And those higher gold items, I would try to sell through group chat or trade chat instead of on the auction house, or you're going to lose a lot to the auction fees itself. The only other item I could really think about and as you see, like I'm constantly, so I'm posting twice a day pretty much. I post the items for 2-hour increments, and then like I post it in the morning, and then I do it again before I go to bed. The warden staff, I've actually had great luck. So I bought them for 75 gold, and I actually sold it for like 113 gold. So I made like 30 gold profit times 3 of them. So I made 100 gold profit flipping them nice and quick. Now the cheapest one's 250 gold. So maybe I should have saved it. It's all about, you know, buying and selling at the right time. If it's raid items that you're going to use in raid, sell them right on raid night, a couple hours, you know, 4 p.m. server time. People are hurry up and buying before they go to raid. So those are the days I sell a lot of those items to get maximum profit. And then throughout the week, I'm constantly setting up, like I have a TSM group, like the different grouping that you can add different things into, and like the different twink things, the different, all of these different groupings. And then I scan 2-3 times a day, and I look for when it's 50% value of what its market value is. But then I also take in consideration what's the regional value to make sure the price isn't inflated. But hopefully that was helpful. Wanted to show you exactly what I'm investing in, and I'm going to sit on a lot of those items till phase 4, 5, 6, and my goal is to make 10,000 gold going into TBC, and this is how I'm doing it. So I'm posting these items on the auction house on raid days, or I'm crafting this stuff and I'm selling a little bit each day. And over the course of the last month or two, I've generated, you know, 5,000-6,000 gold, able to pay for my epic mount and all sorts of other little projects I've been doing on the side just by making these items, buying it cheap on the auction house and flipping it. So you can make so much in just crafting stuff, whether it's tailoring or whatever, and selling it at a higher price. You're just not going to, don't think you're going to, just because you've seen sniper scopes, you're not going to, yes, I make a gold per one. You're not going to be able to sell 1,000 of them in a week. So that's why you need to spread your wealth so you can sell a bunch of different things. And then once you get to a point that you have enough money to make a ton of different crafting stuff and have that passive income coming in, essentially, then you want to start investing in the different items. Hopefully that was helpful, and as always, game on.